The morning rain tapped softly against the diner's windows as Aaron Whitford, a tired single dad in his early 30s, stared at the untouched breakfast on his plate. He had been working double shifts for weeks, running deliveries during the day and cleaning offices at night, barely keeping up with rent and his 7-year-old daughter's school expenses. But despite exhaustion weighing down every muscle, he forced himself to stay awake. Today was his only quiet moment before the chaos began again. Just as he lifted his sandwich, the diner's door opened, and a shivering woman stumbled inside. Her clothes were torn, her hair drenched, and her cheeks streaked with tears. People glanced at her and then quickly looked away. But not Aaron. Something told him this wasn't just someone having a bad day. This was someone collapsing at the edge of hope. If you believe in kindness and second chances, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Heartbeat Tales. Your support helps these emotional stories reach more hearts. Aaron stood slowly, lifting his plate and walking it to her booth. The woman, whose name he would later learn was Marissa Hale, looked up in confusion as he placed the warm breakfast in front of her. Without speaking, because he sensed she didn't need questions, she needed comfort, he gently nudged the plate toward her. Her lips trembled as she tried to thank him, but the words dissolved into sobs. Aaron just nodded, giving her space, and sat quietly nearby in case she needed help. He didn't judge her messy clothes, the broken camera on the seat beside her, or the pain in her eyes. For once, he wasn't thinking about himself. He wasn't thinking about how he had skipped meals twice this week so his daughter could eat. He wasn't thinking about the bills on his kitchen table or the constant fear of losing their apartment. He only thought, no one should cry over hunger. Marissa barely spoke, but she finished every bite. When she finally stood, she whispered a shaky, "Thank you. I won't forget this," before rushing out into the rain. Aaron smiled softly, assuming he would never see her again. He didn't know that this small moment would reshape his entire life. Over the next few weeks, life only grew harder. Aaron's car broke down, forcing him to walk miles to work. His boss cut his delivery hours, and his daughter, Mia, needed new supplies for an upcoming school competition. Every night he sat on the edge of his bed wondering how much longer he could hold everything together. He never told Mia how scared he was. He simply hugged her a little tighter, promising that everything would be okay. But even he no longer believed it. Then, one bright afternoon, while Aaron was fixing a leaking pipe behind the apartment building, a black SUV pulled up. Two sharply dressed lawyers stepped out and asked, "Are you Aaron Whitford?" His heart nearly stopped. He thought they were debt collectors. But instead, they handed him an envelope and explained that their client wished to meet him. Inside was an address and a prepaid rideshare voucher. Confused but desperate for anything that wasn't more bad news, Aaron cleaned up and took Mia with him. They arrived at a modern photography studio bathed in sunlight. The walls were lined with stunning portraits, faces filled with emotion and powerful stories. And standing in the middle of the room was Marissa, now clean, confident, and smiling through teary eyes. She explained that she was a professional photographer who had recently lost everything after being scammed by a business partner, leaving her homeless and devastated. The day Aaron gave her his breakfast was the day she had hit rock bottom. But his kindness, offered without judgment or expectation, became the spark that pushed her to rebuild. With the help of her attorneys, she had regained ownership of her work and settled the legal battle. And she wanted to honor the man whose small gesture had saved her spirit. She offered Aaron a full-time job as her studio's logistics manager, with a salary higher than all his current jobs combined. She also arranged a scholarship for Mia and gifted them a reliable used car to help them start fresh. Aaron stood frozen, overwhelmed. No one had ever given him anything without asking for something in return. Marissa placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "You fed me when I had nothing. Let me give you the stability you deserve." For the first time in months, Aaron felt a weight lifting from his chest. Mia hugged him tightly, eyes shining with relief. Their lives, once a constant storm, suddenly had sunlight breaking through. Weeks later, Aaron settled into his new role, finding purpose in helping Marissa's studio grow. The two became close friends, united by gratitude and second chances. And one quiet afternoon, while watching Mia play in the studio garden, Aaron looked up at the sky and whispered a silent thank you for the miracle born from a simple act of kindness. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Heartbeat Tales. Your support keeps these emotional stories alive. Special request: comment "Kindness lives" if you believe even one small act can change someone's entire life.